Well, hello YouTube, here we are with a bit of a cooking video. Well, in front of us here we have ourselves pork coating mix. Essentially this is the no-name brand of what they call the shake and bake mix for the shake and bake, like pork and chicken and such. Well, inside this box here we have ourselves 2 pouches and 2 plastic shaker bags. So of course, turning her on over, basically the instructions here is you want to preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit. Line a baking sheet with foil and spray lightly with a cooking spray. Pour contents of pouch into plastic bag. Moisten fresh or completely thawed pieces of pork with water. Of course, shake off the excess water. Add 1 pork piece at a time to bag, shake up to coat evenly. Arrange pieces on prepared baking tray and then bake until fully cooked. This is 15 to 20 minutes for boneless pork, 25 to 30 minutes for bone-in pork. So guys, we'll start by preheating the oven. So of course it does call for a temperature of 425. So while that's preheating, we can start coating our pork. Okay guys, so of course we have ourselves a cookie sheet or baking tray, whatever you want to call her here. We will coat it with our non-stick spray. Now, in theory, within reason, the more you put on, the less chance you have of, the pork chop sticking. So, of course, now we'll tear into the box here, get out the mix and the bags, of course, and then see what we got. Okay, of course, so I'm doing this over top of my sink just in case I make a mess. It's easy to clean up, easy to rinse off your hands, stuff like that as well. Now, of course, I have bought the bulk pack of pork and of course broke it down before freezing it. But of course, if you're using store-bought pork right out of the package, of course, give her a good old rinsing and then she's ready to go. This stuff here has already been pre-rinsed and well, it's good to go as well. So we're tearing on into the box here. Of course, you have your, 1 pack here of coating mix. You got your 2nd pack of coating mix, and of course those are your coating bags as well. So we'll start by putting half a pack of the mix inside the bag, just to so you don't get overwhelmed with mix and no place to shake it in. So once you've added your half a pack of mix, you're basically good to go. Pretty much you reach in, grab your first piece of pork. Again, these are, the tiny little boneless ones. You could almost fry these up and make a pork sandwich if you wanted to. Basically drop them on into your bag. Once the first piece is, in the bag, kind of give her a good old shaking, hence, the name, of course. Basically, then you reach on in, kind of grab your first piece, shake off any of the excess, and that's kind of what you should end up with. Put it onto your tray, grab the 2nd piece, and then, you're good to go. Pretty much you repeat the same steps until, all your pork is gone or you run out of shake and bake mix. And again, there's your piece number 2. So pretty much, guys, what I'll do is I'll tear on through this in fast forward mode, and then when she's ready to go into the oven, we'll check back in. Okay guys, so once we've breezed on through shaking our pork, that's pretty much what we end up with. I always like to sprinkle some of the mix, you know, on top when I'm done there, because, well, there's no real use in wasting it. Of course, you don't want to save your used, you know, shake and bake or, you know, coating mix, of course, for next time, because, well, you've just shook raw, you know, meat in there, whether it's pork or chicken or whatever's. It's best just to discard the used stuff. Of course, for me, I have one bag, one packet left on over because, well, these were small portions of meat. So if I was using the larger stuff, of course, I would have used the second bag and the second coating mix. And then, of course, you know, been good to go from there. So, well, of course, doing all this, your oven has now reached the optimum temperature. We can stove this pork on in and basically get her on cooking. So, get her on in the old oven. Pretty much once she's on in there, the instructions say to cook for 15 to 20 minutes for the boneless pork. If it had bone in, as in like the pork steaks or whatever's, it's 25 to 30 minutes. So of course, while all that's going, we're going to work on our side dish. Okay guys, so here for our one side dish, we're going to make ourselves some rice. Now of course this is the well, instant rice or minute rice type of rice. Pretty much you got to put equal parts rice to water, so if you do 4 cups of rice, hence that's 4 cups of water. Of course, just dump her on into the old bowl there. Then we'll add our water. Now I always like to give her a bit of a stir just to get the rice mixing with the water. Now I find if you don't give her a stir, the dry rice stays at the top when you microwave it. And of course, by the time it's all done, the stuff at the bottom is nice and ready for the eating. And the stuff at the top is still, well, crunchy and dry, right? So of course we'll stove this on into the old microwave, get her on cooking, and then we'll start our vegetables. Or boiling. So guys, basically we got the corn all ready for the boiling, of course. The heat's under and she's ready to go. Of course, to save you the nice wonderful time of watching water boil, pretty much what I'll do is when she's all done, the rice is cooked, the pork is coming out of the oven, and the veggies are done, we will check back in. Okay guys, so there you go. You see the corn is all boiling. That basically means she's good to go. I checked on the pork a few minutes ago. I gave her a turn and it's basically good to go. The rice just finished here a couple of seconds ago and basically we're good to roll. So, gonna give this a bit of a drain, pull everything out, give her ready for the serving, and we'll see what we have. Okay guys, so there you go, the pork is out of the oven. Now of course you see there where I turned it, of course some of the coating there stuck to the tin foil, but hey, that's kind of the way it is. And as you see there, she is all done, good for the serving. Like I said, the corn was done here. And the rice is all cooked, basically ready to go as well. You can add a little bit of margarine or butter, whatever you want to do in there. Of course, get out your soy sauce if you like that too. Pretty much give her a good old stir to make sure it is fully cooked. Yeah, really, if you need to, you can put it back in for a few more minutes, but I've always been lucky pretty much with a one-shot deal getting her right the first time. So like I said guys, let's serve this baby up and we'll see what it looks like when she's all well assembled together on a plate. Well guys, basically there you go. We got the pork chops on the plate with the corn and the rice. Added a little bit of soy sauce and basically it's good to go. Of course, you know, with the remainder of the pork there, you can take it for your lunch, have it for a meal the next day or whatever's. All in all, on a scale of probably 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, this was probably, you know, a 7 or so for the preparation side of things. Really, you just got to make sure your pork is cooked, just like, you know, any other meat and stuff like that. And once it's all cooked, it's basically good. The rice is not really that hard to prepare, and really the corn is basically nothing to prepare as well. But pretty much, guys, enough staring at this old food. I'm gonna give her a good old eating, and yeah, as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.